Hello, my name is Karen Montes, and this is my final presentation for EDU 302, Diversity and Learning Contexts. My topic is about diversity in education technology, as I want to become an education technology specialist for a school district after I graduate. Um, First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and why I chose my diversity topics. So, about me, my family and I are immigrants from Mexico, and we settled in a border town in Southwest Arizona. Um, Growing up in a border town is very different than any other part of the U.S. because you have two very prominent cultures. The Hispanic culture and the American culture. And at times this can be a little confusing, especially when growing up. People can have identity issues. However, I have always tried to embrace my culture from where I came from and the culture of where I live. Um, I grew up in a Catholic household, like many Hispanics. I'm also part of the LGBTQ plus community. However, I was very lucky to have never faced any discrimination and have been accepted by my family. Our socioeconomic status was in middle, as we always had everything we needed, and our parents loved to travel. My parents loved to travel, so we always had at least a vacation a year, and I think this also helped me see things outside my life and my community, and it definitely gives you a different perspective. Um, so as you can see, I think I do have a lot of culture and diversity in my life. Um, I'm from another country. I speak another language. I'm part of a minority community. I'm a woman. So I wanted to research something that was not very familiar to me, but also something that is very much affecting my topic of education technology. So something that I did not have much knowledge on was disabilities. And then something that's affecting my topic is being in the lower socioeconomic status. So I'll talk about those. So if someone were to be in both categories of the lower socioeconomic status as well as have a disability, this would be an intersectionality. Um, and intersectionality is the idea that people are oppressed and empowered by the complex ways their identities connect. So it's about how different identities um, relate to system of power. So, and again, this could be, it doesn't necessarily just have to be with socioeconomic class or disability. It could also be with race. It could be with religion, gender, things like that. You know, um, that will make you have a unique experience. So, so yeah, let's talk about uh, lower socioeconomic status. So this alone, let's talk about this in terms of my topic, which is education technology. So, so students who are in lower socioeconomic status are less likely to receive quality material in schools and publicly funded schools. Um, are or schools that are in lower socioeconomic areas will not have uh, funds maybe for any type of technology. Um, Also, if your household is in a lower socioeconomic class, you may not have access to internet. You may not have access to computers or any technology types that will help gain digital skills, and this will put students behind and will also create a gap in the future. Now, for disability, there are there are many types of assistive technology for students with disabilities that can help them succeed academically. However, educators must have a good understanding of the disability, as well as the technology in order to successfully use these technologies and apply equity across all of their students. So, in order to understand this a little bit better, I have a few sources that I would like to share with you. And the first one is an article by the National Skills Coalition. This article deep dives on the digital skill gaps that exist in people of color and white people. This is due to structural factors that are the product of longstanding inequities in American society, such as income and wealth gaps and uneven access to high quality K through 12 education. Um, this article I really liked also because it gives us solutions. So um, it discusses how public policy has historically played a key role in forming these inequities. And it is also public policy what can be part of the solution to address the digital skills gap. Um, First of all, we need to elect people who care about these issues, and or we need to advocate for these people. We need to talk to our representatives, the people that can make the change. We need to speak out to them. My next source is a Q&A by the ARC, which is a grant-funded collaborator to the Centers on Disability at the University of Kansas. This research document helps us further understand how lower socioeconomic class affects students with disabilities. Because according to their research, one of the main barriers is cost of these technologies. And a contributing factor is the lack of available information. So people may not know of the available technology that's out there in the first place. But then once people do know about the technology that's out there, you know, they don't have the means to. If you're in a lower socioeconomic status, you're most likely not going to be able to afford these things, right? And so this information is not out there. It's not being advertised. Schools don't know about these programs. However, these programs do exist. We do have a lot of assistance programs that will help families with loaner devices or cover the costs of assistive technology. One of those programs here in Arizona is called AZTAP. Stands for Arizona Technology Access Program. And this is a program um, that's run by the University of Arizona and is specifically for students with disabilities needing assistive technology. This is a federally funded program that's been available for many years now, and they are available for all of Arizona. My last resource that I wanted to include is a TED Talk by Loretta Claiborne. Um, this touches on how the lack of information, as I mentioned from my resource from this last one, lack of information and low socioeconomic status almost ruined the life of somebody. So Loretta is an individual who was affected by an intellectual disability, and since the day she was born, doctors told her mother to institutionalize her because people did not have information on these types of disabilities, so they thought the only solution was to segregate her. She mentions how her whole school career she was segregated, because she was different. Loretta is a person of color, however, and that does also come into play. But here what she's talking about is her disability, you know. So people were not even sure that she was going to graduate. Loretta did not speak. She was nonverbal because nobody ever bothered to help her with a communication device or help her with another modality. Um, so until one day, somebody took her to Special Olympics. And this is until, you know, where she found herself, found her voice, her passion, and her purpose in life, which is not to let somebody else go through what she did. So all of this research pretty much takes me back to the fact that we need to keep learning. We always need to educate ourselves on these topics, especially as educators. We need to be able to provide equity across all of our students. Um, and we also need to take into consideration intersectionality and how people are or students are affected by not just one form of oppression, but there can be more than one. And this is definitely going to be, you know, navigated a little bit differently, but it can be. And there's resources and there's a lot of material out there to help students succeed. um, we also need to speak up for our students. We need to advocate for equity in classrooms. um, we need to not just advocate with to our coworkers and, you know, with each other, but also to people in power. Um, and hopefully, you guys also took away that technology can change the life of students and can help them do something that maybe there are no other means to do so for a student with disability. Um, so that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.